Hey there, fellow deep divers. I know you guys are all about getting to the heart of things, and that's what we do here. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Chapter 05. It's called Faith. Simple title, right?
Yeah, but this chapter packs a punch.
Oh, it does. We're going to unpack how the power of what you believe can actually affect your body's natural healing ability. At least that's how it's presented in this text.
That's right.
We've got Chapter 05 of our source material right here. We'll probably touch on some earlier stuff, as it connects, but this is our focus.
Yeah, this is a great chapter, and I'm looking forward to this deep dive.
Me too. So, let's get started. Chapter 05 kicks off with a really bold statement. It says that faith, and only faith, is what activates the principle of health.
That's right.
Remember that whole inherent drive towards perfect functioning we talked about?
Yeah.
It's like this chapter is saying that the only way to mentally connect with being healthy and to disconnect from disease is through believing.
It is. And, that's really interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not saying faith is just one factor among many.
Right.
It's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, forget medicine, forget diet. Those things might help, but the real power comes from within.
And that power is what? Belief.
Yeah, your belief.
Yeah.
The power you have inside you just waiting to be tapped into.
Okay. So what about the flip side? What about doubt and fear?
Oh, yeah.
Because the chapter makes it pretty clear, if you don't have faith in your health, doubt creeps in. And doubt always brings fear along with it.
It does. It's like they're best buddies. They always show up together.
Yeah.
And that's where things get really interesting, because the text suggests that when we feel something, when we fear disease, our mind starts to focus on it. And in a way, it connects with it.
Connect with it? What do you mean?
Well, remember how we've been talking about the nature of reality and how our minds are made of the same original substance as everything else?
Yeah.
And how our thoughts have a creative power?
Yeah, I remember.
So when you're constantly fearing disease, it's like you're mentally drawing up the blueprints for it inside yourself. It's more than just a negative thought. It's like you're giving that fear energy, and it's taking shape.
So, even if I spend my day thinking, oh, I'm going to catch that cold that's going around, I'm actually kind of inviting it in.
That's what the text suggests, yeah.
It's like sending out a welcome mat for those germs.
Exactly.
So then it sounds like our thoughts, what we think really matters.
They do. And here's the thing. Chapter 05 really emphasizes that the power behind any thought depends on how much faith you put into it.
Like if I don't really believe it, it's not going to do much.
Right. A thought without faith is like a seed planted in concrete. It's not going to grow.
Makes sense. So when you think about the formless substance, that universal intelligence, it's different.
Yeah, the formless doesn't doubt. It doesn't worry. It knows only truth.
Right. So every thought that comes from the formless is pure, 100% faith.
And therefore, it's super creative. Every thought is like a seed planted in fertile ground. It just flourishes.
Okay, so we have to try and be like that formless substance, at least when it comes to thinking about health.
Yeah, that's a good goal, yeah. The formless operates from complete certainty. It's a tall order for us, but that's what we need to strive for, especially with our health.
And here's where it gets a bit, stark. Chapter 05 says that if we don't consciously choose to have faith in our health, we're basically automatically choosing to have faith in disease.
It's like a default setting, almost. Like if you don't pick health, you're going to end up with disease.
There's no middle ground. It's one or the other.
And this is important because it means just thinking about being healthy might not be enough. Like you can spend all day visualizing yourself as super healthy. But if deep down you believe you're going to get sick, that underlying belief is stronger.
So if I keep thinking, oh, I'm probably going to get sick, even while trying to picture myself as healthy, it's the getting sick thought that wins.
That's what the text seems to suggest. That belief in disease, that's what's got the real power, because it's coming from a place of faith.
Okay, so we have to have full-on, unshakable faith in our health. It's the foundation, it's the starting point for everything.
And the text gets pretty specific about what beliefs we need to cultivate to make that happen.
Yeah, let's go through them.
All right, first up, we have to believe in the thinking substance, the ultimate source of everything.
Like a supreme intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. And not just that it exists, but that its thoughts about humanity are always focused on perfect health and perfect functioning.
And that its power, both within us and around us, is always working to support our well-being.
Right. And then there's the understanding that we are each a thinking center.
With a mind-body made of this original substance.
Exactly.
And that the way our bodies function depends directly on the faith held by our mind-body.
Right. So if you're thinking healthy thoughts with real faith, your body will function in a healthy way.
Assuming, of course, that you're also doing things that support good health.
Of course. And then there's the flip side. If your thoughts are focused on disease, and you really believe it, your body is more likely to function in a way that reflects that disease.
It's like our thoughts are instructions for our bodies.
In a way, yeah. And the text really hammers home the idea that the original substance, that intelligence that's everywhere, is always moving toward health.
It's like we're swimming in an ocean of health power.
That's a great way to put it.
But we need faith to tap into it. It's like the key that unlocks the door to all that healing energy.
And if you can tap into it with absolute, unquestioning faith, the text says you cannot fail to be healthy.
Because this substance is the ultimate source of power, right?
It is. It's where everything comes from.
So if we can connect to it through faith, we're connecting to the source of well-being.
Right.
Okay, so it all starts with belief.
Yeah, belief is the first step.
It's like planting the seed that will grow into faith. And believing these things, it leads to some pretty empowering realizations.
It does. Like the fact that health is our natural state.
It's not something we have to chase after.
It's already there inside us.
We're surrounded by universal health. Nature itself wants us to be well.
Absolutely. And that means vibrant health is possible for everyone. It's not just for the lucky few.
And here's the best part. The power of health in the universe is way bigger than the power of disease.
In fact, the text argues that disease doesn't have any inherent power of its own. It's just a result of thinking the wrong way.
Of putting our faith in the wrong place.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the beliefs, we've got the faith, but then there's this whole idea of actually applying it.
Yeah, you can't just think about it. You have to put it into practice.
The text talks about claiming your health like right now in this moment.
Right. Don't wait until you feel sick to start thinking about being healthy. Declare yourself healthy right now.
Like saying, I am well, with total conviction.
Exactly. Not, I'm going to get well, but I am well.
Yes.
Right here, right now.
And it can't just be words, it has to be actions too, right?
Absolutely. Your actions have to match your beliefs. So walk with energy. Stand tall. Don't do things that contradict your claim of being perfectly well.
So if I'm slouching and dragging my feet, it's like I'm sending a message to my body that's the opposite of health.
Exactly. And if you catch yourself slipping back into those old habits, those attitudes of weakness, correct yourself right away. Stay focused on that healthy mental image.
Okay, so it's a constant effort. But there's something that can help us with all this, right?
Yes, gratitude.
Chapter 05 talks about gratitude as a huge support in applying faith.
It is. When you express gratitude for the perfect health you already have, it strengthens your faith.
It's like acknowledging that flow of life we talked about earlier.
Exactly. We receive that flow according to our faith. So when we're grateful for our health, we're opening ourselves up to receive even more of it.
And it's not just about feeling grateful inside, we need to express it too, right?
Yes, say it out loud. Thank the thinking substance, the supreme intelligence, for your perfect health.
And this helps us control our thoughts.
It does. Gratitude is like a mental magnet. It attracts positive thoughts and keeps negative ones away.
So if a thought of disease pops up, we can instantly switch it to a thought of health and gratitude.
Exactly. It's like slamming the door on negativity.
And there's another benefit to all this gratitude, isn't there?
Yeah, it strengthens our connection with the supreme intelligence.
It's like saying, thank you for all this amazing health.
And the more grateful we are, the stronger that connection becomes, and the more freely that life force can flow within us.
Because that connection is mental, right? It's about our attitude.
It is. The ungrateful mind shuts itself off. It's like saying, no, I don't want your gifts.
But the grateful mind is open and receptive. It's like saying, yes, please give me more.
And that openness allows the health and well-being to flow in more easily.
So gratitude is like a win-win. It strengthens our faith and deepens our connection to the source of all health.
And there's one more thing Chapter 05 mentions.
What's that?
Our will. It suggests that we can use our will to cultivate both faith and gratitude.
That's interesting.
It doesn't go into detail here, that's for the next chapter, but it's a little teaser for what's to come.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. But the main message from Chapter 05 is pretty clear, right? Faith is the engine that drives the principle of health.
If you want to tap into your body's incredible healing power, you have to believe in it. You have to cultivate that unwavering faith in your own well-being.
And we can do that through our thoughts, our words, our actions, and especially through gratitude.
Absolutely. And now we want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Okay, hit us with it.
Knowing what you know now about the power of thought and belief, what small change can you make in your mindset today to start aligning yourself more fully with perfect health?
That's a great question.
It's worth taking a moment to really think about how you talk to yourself about health and disease.
And maybe, just maybe, this deep dive has inspired you to explore the role of will in all of this.
We'll definitely be diving into that in our next chapter.
Until then, keep those minds curious and keep diving deep.
See you next time.